So this is becoming a bit of a habit, this fishing lark. I was only out 2 days ago on New Year's Day and I'm back out again. Probably going to be the last trip of this Christmas break though, because tomorrow's Sunday, I've got a busy day, work in the evening, and then I'm back to work properly on Monday. So I'm making the most of it. I've got some bluey. I've got 3 rods with me tonight. Probably going to fish all 3 with bluey. That scratching rod last time was just a waste of time, so I think I'm going to try and maximise my chances of catching something decent by having 3 rods out with bluey on each one and see where that goes. It's 1 o'clock and high tide's about 5:30, so I've got plenty of time. Probably 4 o'clock is going to start getting dusky as well, so a couple of hours for the last couple of hours of the flood to high water is going to be in the dark. I have got all of my lights with me tonight, so we're prepared, and hopefully we'll have something good to show. So I've got all 3 rods out there now, bluey bait on each one, various distances. I've got one in close, one out sort of mid-range and one out a bit further. So I'm just going to sit back and relax now. Going to have a flask of soup because I'm really hungry, and it is cold tonight. I've got a jacket there which I haven't got on yet, so I can feel the benefit of it when I put it on later. But in the meantime, I'm just going to have I've got a food flask with some Scotch broth in it, so I'm going to have that because I haven't had any lunch, and it is about, let's have a look, it's 2 o'clock, so well after lunchtime, and we've got about 4.5 hours until high tide, so best part of the tide. 3 really good baits out there. So I've had something to eat now and it feels so much better. I was so hungry before. Conditions are quite favourable. The wind's coming in from the right. When I turned up it was actually behind, but now it's coming in from the right. But it's not a strong breeze, but it's quite a chilly wind. Got all my eggs in one basket tonight. Got all 3 rods out on the bluey baits, and I'm not expecting it to be fast and frantic action, so might sound a bit noddy, but I've got bells on the end of each rod just so that when I get that bang, I'll know about it rather than just look up and see the line slack and wonder what happened. There's not so many people about today either. Definitely a bit quieter. I think the cold weather and the fact that it's just a regular Saturday just means that there's less people, which is a good thing. But yeah, just got to concentrate on these rod tips. I think the tide is done its slack thing at the moment. I've got a feeling it was going that way quite strongly when I arrived. Now I think it's slack, and I think soon it's going to start pushing that way. Yeah, we're here, we're doing it. So it's been really quiet so far. A couple of hours, all of ever really. His dog's pissing up the side of my bivvy, which has been a right pain. But what can you do? It's their beach as well, right? Anyway, I'm just trying to keep these fresh bluey baits going out. Loads of oil and blood coming out of these. 3 of them out there as well, so plenty of scent in the water. So fingers crossed. There we go, another thornback, well chuffed. On the multiply rod, and obviously on the bluey. Just going to release him now. Beautiful. So we've only gone and caught another ray. Fantastic, on the same rod as well. That's the one I'm putting out a little bit further. The rod whacked once, I heard the bell ring, I went over and the rod, because I got it upside down, the rod went round. And I just tightened up, put the rod back up how it was, it banged again, and then the line fell slack. I tried to tighten the line up, and then it just fell slack again, so I hit into it, and yeah, fish on. Really, really good scrap on that one. It was a bigger ray than I had last time. Don't know what sort of size it was, maybe sort of 6-7 pound. But fantastic fish, and there's a ledge. It was just the other side of the ledge. It was going up and down. Didn't want to come over the ledge. Really scrapped. Well chuffed. Really happy with that. The other two rods have been really quiet, but it's just getting dusky now. I've got to put the video light on. I've just had to put my headlamp on to see what I'm doing, so I think this could be the witching hour. I think it's, let me have a look at the time. Time now is 4:30. 2 hours to high tide, and it's dusky now, so I think these last 2 hours could be good. Not necessarily for rays, but maybe for a strap conger or a dogfish, something a bit different. I'm happy catching rays, don't get me wrong. I've had 2 and 2 sessions now. Really pleased with that. But I think we could be in for something else for these last couple of hours. Got plenty of bait. I think I had 4 blueies and I've just chopped one of them up, or 1.5 at the moment. So I've still got plenty of bait. I've got some squid as well with me, just in case. So guys, apologies that I haven't been a bit more chatty in this one. To be honest, I've just been taking this one really chilled. I've been fussing about the dogs. To be honest, I've had about 5 dogs pee up the side of my bivvy, and I've had words with a couple as well. Hate it when it comes to that, but a guy was throwing his ball and he's throwing it underneath my rods every time. There was nobody fishing, like all the way up to Southsea Pier, yet he's still throwing his ball about 10 yards away from my rods, underneath my rods. And one time it went underneath my tripod and there's 2 dogs come bounding along and knocked both my rods over. I was like, mate, can you just go down there a little bit? He started giving me all the old, oh, it's a free beach, anyone can be here. I said, yeah, I know, but have a bit of courtesy. I'm fishing here. There's all that room up there and you've got to throw your ball underneath my rod tips. I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to have a rant. It's not worth it. But it's been an enjoyable session apart from all that. It's pitch black now. There's quite a few fishing down to my left, and there's a match that's just turned up and they're all fishing to my right, so there's quite a few people down here tonight. Apart from that one thorny, I've had no other bites, but now it's dark and it's sort of approaching sort of the last hour towards high tide. I think something might come out on the prowl. Just waiting for one of these bells to start ringing. Waves are crashing well, quite a bit of surf today. But I think it just adds to the atmosphere when you're sat here with the waves crashing and the shingle rolling. I really like it. Plus all the big ferries lit up out there as well. Good visibility tonight, you can see all the lights on the Isle of Wight over there. Just going to have another cup of coffee and then stand by the rods and wait for something to happen. And there, folks, is the second fish of the night. Second fish of the day rather, first fish of the night. Lovely bass, that's a couple of pounds. Really tough with that. Slammed the rod tip over. Really fought on the way in as well. That was on one of my light rods. Really chuffed with that. I haven't had a decent bass for a long time. I can hear one of the bells going behind me as well, so I think we've got another bite on. So I'm going to get this one back and go and find out what's going on. Superb. So it's absolutely lovely out here tonight. It's quite slow, but it's really nice. Since that bass, I've had 2 more bites. I've had one on the right hand rod, which was just the odd jingle. I've got a feeling that it was just waiting, pecking at it and picking at it. When I wound it in, there was loads of chunks taken out of the bait. So I rebaited it up, chucked it back out again. And the rod that's now over on the left hand side, I put it out within about 5 minutes. Just heard another jingle then. Within about 5 minutes, I had a really strong bite on it, which I thought might have been another bass. And when I went over to the rod, it stopped, stood there for a few more minutes, and nothing's happened, nothing's materialised. But yeah, it's lovely out here. I'm just going to go back out and stand by the rods to have a listen, because I'm really enjoying this. So that's it for me, guys. I got the tides wrong a little bit. I just checked, and our tide was actually at 10 to 6. It's actually 6:40 now, so it's been going down for about an hour. There's a lot more of the sand exposing as every 5 minutes goes by, and the rods have been absolutely dead still. 3 rods out there, fresh baits. I was expecting the dogfish to be on the prowl, or even the whiting to be nibbling on these bigger baits. You know, usually get a few knocks, but very quiet. Probably for about 20 minutes now the rod tips haven't moved. So I've got a KFC waiting for me. I'm going to go and pick that up, and that's going to be my tea tonight. So yeah, it's been a fantastic session again, really enjoyed it. A little bit of argy-bargy with the dog walkers earlier. I think it's a bit of a battle between us and them at the moment, but there we go, the beach is here for everybody. A couple of lovely fish, can't complain about that. This year is beginning really well. I'm not sure when I'm going to get out again. As I said before, it's Sunday tomorrow, I'm busy all day. Back to work properly on Monday. These tides, so 6 o'clock-ish today, 7, 8, 9, 10, Monday or Tuesday could be a possibility after work. Yeah, it depends what the wife's doing. If she's in and she can put the kids to bed, I might be able to get out for a few hours in the evenings. We'll see, we'll have to play that one by ear. But again, thanks so much for watching and following the journey, and I'll see you in the next one. So just winding in the first of the rods, ready to go home. Massive ball of weed on there, so that's heavy. It's got to be weed, alright, and also a whiting on a size 6 hour walk on a great big bait. Third species of the night. Super.